for a quick Devar Torah. We're in Parshat Mishpatim. These are the communal law. These are the laws of how to have a just society. And what strikes you is how communal everything is according to the Torah. Everything has its, that society has to function and you have to be in a community. One of the more interesting aspects, for instance, somebody who's living on tzedakah, they are living their entire life on charity. They're still required to give a tenth of what they get to the community. They're part of the community. When you're part of the community, it comes with obligations. But also, it's interesting are all these laws of how to behave one towards the other. As we know, last night we had the great holy day of the American calendar. This was Super Bowl Sunday. I'm not going to make any comments about how the game was or the halftime show. I'm going to leave that for others. But it did get me to think about how football, there's a lot of rules that have to be obeyed. Thank you. There are a lot of rules that have to be obeyed when playing the game. And it's also a matter of teamwork. No matter how great a quarterback is, if the team does not work with him, they're not going to win the game. The most important positions for the quarterback are the linemen who are protecting him from being sacked. If they don't protect him, he's going to get smacked. He's going to get sacked each and every time. But it teaches you something. Yeah, 6 times last night, but that's a separate issue. Uh, the important thing, what it teaches you, is the importance of teamwork. And the Torah recognizes this. The Torah says society is a team. We all have certain functions that we have to do. Whether it's you're a Kohen and your job is to bless the people, and even if you're blessed and are very successful in business, you're still required to be part of the community. You cannot separate yourself from the community. That's considered one of the worst things that you can do. So it's an important lesson that we can learn from the Super Bowl, that the team that won was the team that really held it together as a team. They listened to their coach. Remember the Torah says we have a go to the door, we have a decider who decides what is halacha. It's not something for us to decide on our own. Uh, it's a society. We are building a society now, and as important as the holy things we do are, praying in the days of the tabernacle and the temple, bringing offerings and all that is all well and good, but first and foremost, get it together, realize that we're a team, we're a community, we should care for one another. One of the great compliments I ever heard someone give was he was talking to me about his grandfather, and his grandfather was the type, he said, that if he heard there was an earthquake in Japan, he'd wonder how many Jews were injured. He immediately went out to think about the Jewish community. So it's something important to think about, that we are part of a community, part of a whole, and that we should try to play the game to win it. Even if you're not the quarterback, at least you can be the lineman and take care of that, or you can be on the defense and make sure the other team doesn't score. But all that is important. It comes up with this week's Parsha, something to think about.